Hexagram 35. Hexagram 35, the gift, progress. The bottom two are winter, middle two are fall, top is fall, or the bottom two are evening, and then the next two are dusk, sunset. Or the bottom two is winter, and then you have fall. Or in the standard system, you have fire over earth. This is called Trial Return Bardo, based on Carl Jung. And call, that's the initiation, that can be called dawn or spring. The trial could be called day or summer. The return could be called dusk, sunset, or autumn. And the bardo can be called nighttime or winter. So in this hexagram from the I Ching, the horse is given by the emperor, which we can consider the emperor the divine God. The horse is given by the emperor, mated 3 times during the daytime. So our interpretation here is that after you call the dawn, the spring, you're receptive at the proposal, you're receptive at the beginning, and then you are in the middle at the trial, day, summer, you're receptive during 5A, or lack of 5A. 5A, aggression, agendas, attachment, attitude. I forgot what the other A's are. It's in my book. And then a return, dusk, fall, that's receptive during judging and grasping, or if there's no judging and grasping. So what we call the moment is often not detected at the call. The call, the initiation, where you pop into this moment fresh, that we don't we're not usually aware of that. If you forgot what you were just doing, forget who you are, those kind of things, then you may be actually aware at the call, but typically not. Typically you're aware during the trial and the return. And you're in the trial, you're typically aware, or not aware, that there's some kind of aggression, attachment, agenda happening. Or during the return when there's some judging and grasping happening. And the bardo, typically not aware, that's a state where boundaries are gone. So that would be someone who's awakened or in some altered state, typically. But usually space and time don't exist, so you're not going to remember how long, or it's timeless, so there wouldn't even be a how long. But before we get too deep into this, the main point here is that we're talking about the gift in the context of these 4 stages that you're moving through, and the gift of being receptive, right? You're receiving a gift. So the gift isn't an object or a service that's being received, it's the receptivity itself. After the call, dawn, spring, if we don't see the now, the present moment, as a gift, then during the trial and return, thoughts will plan, predict, judge, explain, and seek control or lament a loss of it. The explaining comes as in the form of blame or giving credit. Thoughts are dwelling on the past, the future, and images of you inside of some kind of story about the past and the future, and the quality of that image. Thoughts about the gift, and I'm not speaking about a gift that you're something that you're receiving, but about the moment, the present moment where receptivity is happening. So the thoughts about the present are not accepting the present, because you're having thoughts about the present. So to actually receive the gift is a state of not having thoughts or being aware of whatever thoughts were just served up. So what do we do? In my humble opinion, you just want to gently accept the thoughts that are commenting about the moment. If there are no thoughts, then you can just be receptive without thought, which is great, but typically there are some thoughts that you're aware are having some commentary about the moment. And then you shift to, after you've done that, you've given them their greeting, you've served them the tea, you've let them into the lobby, then you're going to shift to the spaciousness itself. But to try to go right to the spaciousness without accepting the thoughts is problematic, because if you don't accept them, or you do more than gently accept them, as in you attach to them, then they're going to be eager to come back. So the idea is you're just gently accepting them. They're just having tea, they're not having supper. Okay, and then you're feeling the now beyond a commentary about the now. So the gift isn't what's happening in the now, it's the receptivity to the now, what we call being mode. And so there, to put it in neurological terms, you're aligned with the sensory nervous system. This is less about doing mode. So this is not motor planning, this is not making and judging the motor plans, the actions, past, future, self-image, where you are in space, who is looking at you, who's not looking at you, what they're thinking, or how are you needing to control the environment. Not about any of that. It's really just about being aware of in the gut, in the heart, in the mind, in the eyes, how, in the ears, in the skin, what are we taking in outside of an interpretation about it. Attunement with the sensory is being present, whereas motor planning is past and future. That's that kind of doing and evaluating. So progress isn't about making things better. Progress is seeing the gift in receiving how things appear in this moment. Right? Because typically people think progress is about making things better, or thinking that a gift is how things are now going to be better because you have this product or service that's been given to you. But progress, actually, from a higher consciousness perspective, is that the gift is receiving how things are, the receptivity itself, and then perhaps going beyond the story about the moment. Because if you're just lost in the story about the moment, you're not actually receiving the gift. You're not actually making progress. You're focused on a gift or progress in the material realm, something based on, oh, my life is going to be better because I have this thing, or I've got this service. So that's not actually progress from a higher consciousness perspective. From a lower consciousness perspective, yeah, if you were in danger and suddenly you got the gift of protection, then it seems like you're making progress. But I'm speaking about this from a higher consciousness perspective. So Hexagram 35 is about progressing by making effective use of gifts and opportunities. Whatever gift or progress you believe you're making in your career, in your love life, you're going to interpret that at lower consciousness if it's about scarcity, fear, and desire. But at higher consciousness, the progress isn't based on fear or desire. It's not based on making things happen or getting something or preventing something. Right? Progress is pure receptivity. So in a sense, you're the bridge between the cosmic yang meeting the cosmic yin here and now in this moment. You, as a human being, you're the space in which that yang of creation, whatever came forth in the call, is then being experienced in the trial and the return before returning to the bardo. So that is what the gift is, to be receptive to that movement. The idea here is that we're not looking a gift horse in the mouth, if you've heard that expression, which what means basically is someone gives you a horse, and that's the actual story in this hexagram, and you're going to start opening its mouth and looking at the teeth and say, oh, well, what's the quality of this horse you just gave me? No. You got a gift horse, you're not going to do that. That would be rude. So that's similar to the present moment. And similar, another metaphor that's more modern is counting money while you're at the table. Maybe someone's paying you back for a loan, or the cashier is looking at you count your change. It's conveying that you're not really trusting, which, if you're not trusting, perfectly appropriate, it just means you're in lower consciousness. But for higher consciousness, you're not doing that. So this question of, what if I get shortchanged, right? That's why you count your change. Or what if I get this horse that doesn't have good teeth? I got to take care of this horse's teeth. So if the change is short, you let it be. If the change is tall, in other words, if you get more than you're deserving, you can pay it forward to give it back. Of course, these are metaphors, but these are also moments where we get to reaffirm our commitment to the spiritual energy, which we see represented in wands, and not the materialism, which we see represented in pentacles or in swords, where it's the realm of ideas. We're moving into aligning our energy to be one of seeing the gift of receptivity, not what is received, what form is received. So in Hexagram 35, the Marquis got these horses as a gift from the Emperor, and by allowing yin and yang access, the male and the female access to each other, then he created loads of offspring. We are, as humans, we are the gift of yin-yang intersection. Make progress as cosmic yang meets cosmic yin. So you, the one listening to this, you are the state of that site of mixing, connection, union, rebirth, penetration, and receptivity, something new, never before seen. So this was about Hexagram 35, and I did an inquiry about the presentation itself, and I got Hexagram 64, which, as you know, means already done. And I can talk about Hexagram 64 later. Physical level, at regular consciousness, it means already done. The task is already done. The presentation is already done. But on a deeper level, a cosmic wheel called trial and return, it means you've already passed out of the bardo. Now here you are in the realm of space and time.